You know, for many of us, there's nothing quite like the experience of live theater. And Broadway Grand Rapids is bringing in amazing show after show to sell out crowds across West Michigan for years. Well, then COVID-19 happened.
Yep, so as we look forward to when we can gather again for Broadway shows, there are some changes not only to the schedule, but the venue as well. Joining us this morning is Megan with more. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing well. How about you?
Good, good. I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there. That seems to be a really common response for everybody.
Everybody's calendars, that they made around, February, March, they're out the window. Okay, so everything's being rescheduled. So let's grab our calendars now and talk about these shows that we want to see, but we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see.
Yes, unfortunately, we're not quite out of the woods, of course, with COVID-19, and we want to make sure that our audience members are safe and the artists and backstage hands and everything. There's lots of things that happen to make a Broadway show, make it come to life. So even the musicians and things like that. So we are optimistic and hopeful that by the first of the year we'll be able to gather in spaces again and enjoy the wonderful art of Broadway theater here in Grand Rapids again. And that meant moving a couple of our shows from our season. We were supposed to begin the 2020 season with Come From Away this October, and we've had to move that. And we're really fortunate actually at Broadway Grand Rapids because all of the shows that are on our 2021 season are still planning on touring. They're still intact. So this has really hit the Broadway industry quite hard, and a lot of shows have had to actually close on Broadway and don't necessarily have plans to reopen or start back up again, just not having enough funding and things. So we feel really fortunate that the 6 shows that we have on our season are all planning on touring. And what this means is just that our season will start in 2021 with Mean Girls opening it up. And we will continue to have Wicked, Ain't Too Proud, which is the story of the Temptations. And then we will have Dear Evan Hansen. And then the first 2 shows flipped to the summer. So both Come From Away and Hairspray will now be at the back end of our season instead of the front end. So nothing's really changed in terms of season ticket holders. You still have, the 6 shows that are on our season. It's just that we're hoping by the new year, we're all in a better space and all prepared to be together again.
And as far as that, the things you guys have had to take into consideration when you do welcome the crowds back, have you guys tossed around what that might be like?
Well, of course, we work hand in hand with the great team at DeVos Performance Hall, and they're looking at all kinds of things, from sort of the ticket lists entry, so only mobile ticket, that type of thing, contactless payments, and of course the sanitizing and the various ways to be sure that the ventilation and things like that are all in good shape. But, we really aren't going to know exactly what it looks like. We continue to kind of keep tabs on what's happening in the industry and maybe what other theaters are doing, and sort of will look to both the government officials and health, of course, the public health officials, to see what best practices we should be implementing before we do open our shows.
Megan, thank you so much for the time and for joining us from the set of Looks Like Hamilton. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here.
I know. I wanted to say we're in the Zoom where it happens, Todd.
Yeah, you're in the Zoom where it happens. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Megan. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
I'm glad the shows are still
Bye-bye.
happening. You can get more information, of course, on fox17online.com, as well as links to all the dates of those shows. We'll be right back.